Well, it's that time again, being time for another great Next Level Spotlight, and I know we're really excited to speak to this gentleman. He's been in dozens of movies and television shows. I'm sure that you would recognize him if you saw him, especially now in the new NBC show Constantine. But for now, we've got him on the Next Level Hotline. Please welcome to the program, Mr. Charles Halford. Charles, welcome, and thanks for spending some time with us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Hello, everybody.
Now, as I mentioned, and we'll get right into it, as I mentioned in the intro, you're currently on NBC's new show, Constantine, which just aired its 6th episode this past Friday. For those that are going to be listening, for those that are listening right now who may be unfamiliar with the show, tell us a little bit about it, as well as your character, Chaz.
Well, the show's based on a very long-running title with DC Vertigo Comics called Hellblazer, and it follows the story of John Constantine, who's more or less a con man and a master of the dark arts and fast-talking, occultist. Yeah. And we pick up our show right about the same time the comics would pick him up, or at least we're trying to steer really close to the Hellblazer title. So we meet him at the beginning of the episode. He's checked himself into an insane asylum due to this botched exorcism gone wrong with this little girl Astra in Newcastle, England, and he's trying to get right by himself because he's tormented by guilt and trying to essentially resign. But John's a bit of a danger addict. He's a bit of a demon addict. He can't keep himself away. And so as soon as the paranormal starts showing up in his life again, he quickly rises to the occasion, and the show kind of takes off from there. I play the character Chaz, which is John's oldest and longest surviving friend, sort of his best friend. And the show explores, that history, how he came to be. My character has these particular survival abilities, which is an invention of the show, but we're having a lot of fun with it. And as we dig into that story later in the season, I think people will really enjoy it. So if you're into like supernatural shows, if you're into horror or the like, definitely check it out.
Yeah, I'm not even into horror stuff all that much in general, but I really love the show. And I mean, were you? I know personally, I wasn't before I watched it. Were you familiar with the Hellblazer comics before doing the show?
I was. I mean, I was aware of them. I was aware enough of them to be hesitant about the Keanu Reeves movie, which is also based on the same property that came out in 2005. Like, I saw the film, and I still haven't seen it. I saw the film being previewed, and I was like, is that like Constantine from like Hellblazer? Because that seems kind of like it, but it doesn't remind me of this. Not exactly the Constantine I remember. And then once it came out, and I was reading like forums, and it seemed like a lot of the other comic fans shared similar concerns, and so I never really bothered seeing it, and then this came my way, and I had the opportunity to check it out again. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to kind of take my own path here and just get back to the comics. And since all of that developed, I've become quite an avid Hellblazer fan. They're really exceptional comics. I mean, written by some of the best through the mid '80s, through all of the '90s and into the 2000s. And it's just a very kind of mature comic book, but it doesn't shy away from horror, and the social commentary is all there. It's just a really fantastic, like, cult kind of comic, and so we're trying to put our stamp on it through this show.
Yeah, I mean, by not seeing the movie, you kind of saved yourself as well as from subjecting yourself to seeing Shia LaBeouf play your counterpart. I
hear it's quite a different interpretation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, comics to TV and movies is becoming a big thing nowadays. And lately, in our opinion, at least when it comes to DC, between Arrow, Flash, and like several other DC shows that are out and coming out, it seems like the TV shows have been better done than other big screen shows that are based off DC Comics. And Ben and I can both agree that we think Constantine continues that trend. Now, I know, there's no guarantee that there will be a season 2. We're really hoping there will be. But what do you think we can expect from the rest of season 1 as Constantine continues throughout the rest of the last half of the season?
Well, I'll say this: like everybody involved on the ground level is really optimistic about the future of the show. Warner Brothers is very much excited about what we're doing. DC is very much excited about what we're doing. NBC likes what we're doing, but a lot of this news recently, this past week, it's a bit of bad timing. You know, we premiered against the World Series, and our following week was against Halloween.
Yeah.
And you'd think it would be a good Halloween show, but it's still Halloween we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a new show, you know, and we had a little casting shakeup after the pilot. So, I think it's fair to say that it took us a couple episodes to start really like finding the groove. And in a way, the competition in terms of ratings, it didn't help that out, but I think, the show's just getting better and better. Last week's episode, as far as episodes that have aired, is one of my favorites. It's like ripped out of the Hellblazer comics. And NBC was, they had to make a decision last week. And so I don't think anybody's really that disappointed, in terms of the future of the show, but we do have to keep the ratings up, and hopefully everybody telling their friends to check it out. And I'll tell you, it just gets bigger and better. What is it, episodes 8 and 9, I think are really fantastic television. 10, you get into the backstory of Chaz, and that's another one that I think a lot of comic fans will find very similar to the comic books. Episode 13, our season finale, is another one that's similar to the comic books. So we really just want to keep presenting what we can do and what we want to do with the show. It's unfortunate that we didn't get a run at 22 episodes, but nobody's saying that it's canceled. Nobody's saying
Right.
that it doesn't have a future, and so we're fighting on, in that same way. And everybody involved, it's generally optimistic. So I hope the fans, feel the same way. And just tune in and tell your friends and watch it live if you can. If you can't, please stream it on, NBC.com or Hulu.com on demand in the following 3 days, because they are paying attention to those numbers. They just didn't have enough time to really analyze the data, enough to take the risk, which is understandable. It's what it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So if anybody can crawl back from some bad luck, then it's Constantine. So we're all pretty confident.
Yeah, and like you said, with the World Series and then Halloween, and just in general, Friday nights are tough, a tough spot to be in. So just getting any type of positive ratings is a good thing. And like we said, our fingers are crossed here. And you had mentioned the cast shakeup. Does that mean that Lucy Griffiths, the character on the show, Liv Aberdeen, will not be appearing again this season?
I don't think that. I don't think that that's a done deal. I'm not the guy to ask, but I know that Daniel Cerrone, the showrunner, and David Goyer, the creator and lead writer, and they're both executive producers, have said in an interview that in future seasons, if there's an opportunity to bring her back around, they're not opposed to it. So I think that whole situation happened due to just creative issues. And again, I'm not the guy to answer the questions on that, but Constantine by nature is not necessarily the type to go out of his way and hold somebody by the hand and kind of, so it didn't really service him. I think the character Zed, who's from the comics, actually does, kind of put him in a corner and challenge him in ways that they're a little bit more true to the source material. And at the end of the day, that's all we're trying to do,
Yeah, I like the character Zed. There's a little bit of mystery there too, especially between the relationship of her and John Constantine.
Yeah, and in the comics, she's got a fantastic, backstory, and I think that actually, in terms of the serialized nature of the show, I know it's a bit of Monster of the Week and this kind of thing, but there is a bigger story there, and a lot of that has to do with these characters, and hopefully by the end of our 13 episode order, we'll have a really good launching point for for the future of the episodes. I mean, you find out a lot more about Zed's history, and you find out a lot more about John and Chaz's history, and you find out a little bit more about Manny.
Yeah,
it's just one of those worlds where it ran for so long in the comics that where to start a new story and introduce these characters to people who perhaps aren't familiar with them already, I think is a particular challenge. And it, even when I got cast in the thing, it was like, Chaz is a really like slow rollout. He like it all gets fleshed out, but it's the show's Constantine. I mean, in the comics, John's in every panel of the comics, and in our show, I mean, Matt's doing a phenomenal job, and he just works his ass off and keeps it together. I mean, he's amazing to work with, and he's just got a really fantastic work ethic, and like the comics, he's in so much of it. So a lot of the characters, I think, serve to sort of, if you read the comics, one of the most attractive things about the comics is this inner dialogue he has with kind of the world around him, how he analyzes things, and how he judges people, and how he judges himself, and all of that. But you can't really do that with TV narrative.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of Manny's character helps provide some of that, and then all of our characters also sort of it's all shades of John, kind of. I mean, we all have really awesome backstories that in the future, hopefully we get into them in the first season, but there's so many great stories in this source material that I mean, we're just really hoping to be able to dig deeper and deeper and deeper and to get into some of those bigger story arcs of the canon, and that's just going to take time, and the only thing that's going to buy us the time is people tuning in, and I think that we've got a show worth checking out regardless of the time slot. They are watching streaming, and they are watching +3 these days, so our numbers are there, but I think there's room for improvement, and I think your friends might thank you if you turn them on to our show.
Oh, we will be definitely pushing people in that direction.
Well, I know I've already pushed people towards that direction already. I had an opportunity to.
I think you pushed me in that direction.
Yeah, I think I was the one that got you into it.
Good man.
And what made me do it was I actually had an opportunity to see an advanced screening of the show at New York Comic Con this year, which the panel was attended by, as you mentioned, Matt Ryan and David S. Goyer. I actually sat through 4 panels just so I can gradually move my way up to the front by the time of the Constantine panel, because it was one of the last panels. One of the panels actually that I sat through was another DC comic of Stephen Amell from Arrow. And I know that you weren't at New York Comic Con this year, but I know you attended San Diego Comic Con this year. Was this year your first year doing the convention circuits, promoting the show, or had you done the conventions before?
No, yeah, this year was my first experience with all of that, and it was just, it was just a chaotic experience. I think we were shooting in Atlanta until about 3 a.m. the night before, and then we were all on a plane.
Oh, wow.
To San Diego, and then just we had about 20 minutes to try to put ourselves together, and then it was just shuttle here, shuttle there, pictures here, panel there, photos here, interview there, and we were just barely getting, really barely getting started. And we only get the scripts about 1 out at a time. And so as much as you want to know where it's going, you put your trust in the writers and the producers, the showrunners, and everybody involved. And it was very interesting. It was a very interesting experience to be representing a show that we were still meeting,
Yeah.
But I'm really pleased with the way it's going, and I I've got a bit of a crystal ball as to what's coming with the season, and I think that there's just some really exceptional episodes on the way, and hopefully enough people stick around, and the numbers keep growing. I mean, our numbers are growing, so we're all pretty positive. And in order to do, I think, the proper service to the story, it does require, a couple seasons to really get to like what made Hellblazer. You know, I mean, in the comics, he aged in real time. You spent, his 40th birthday with him. he ends up with lung cancer and tricks the First of the Fall into sucking it out of him, which was the basis for like the movie. Like there's these excellent storylines where the tragedy of the whole thing would be we can't explore it, but nobody on the creative level, I think, is even thinking that's going to happen.
Well,
I would agree.
It's just
yeah. Well, I can tell you one of the nods I can give to the creative team is the fact that I know one of the biggest things people were concerned about was the fact that John Constantine was a smoker, and that's one thing that they removed from the show. And to be honest with you, at least in my opinion, I hasn't bothered me at all. I think it's been very well handled, and so it hasn't.
He's a smoker. He's got to be a smoker, and I believe in some of these coming episodes we get away with as much as we can, on network TV. I mean, he has to be a smoker. It does resonate with just who he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about himself, which is actually kind of endearing. He does what he has to do to get through the day and to keep doing what he does. But obviously, on network TV, we're limited by what they or the advertisers, want to get behind, but we're definitely not, reinventing the wheel, so to speak.
Well, I mean,
we're trying to stick to.
Yeah, well, I mean, as opposed to, like, as you said, how in the comic books he's in every part of the comic book. He pretty much has a cigarette in his mouth just at almost 100% of the time, which is obviously, like you said, something you can't do with network television.
No.
So, off the topic real quick, I know we're running short on time with you, but off the topic of Constantine real quick, I know you were in a few episodes of True Detective on HBO.
Sure.
And unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to catch that one yet, but it's on the top of my binge watch list. Did you share any screen time?
It's a good binge, man. It's a good binge. Check it out.
I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's at the top of my list, especially now with all the casting they've been doing with season 2.
Season 2.
Did you share screen time with Woody or Matthew?
Yeah, I got a great scene with the two of them. You can't miss it.
Okay. How was it working with them?
Oh, they were great, man. I mean, I was, one part, doing the best work I could provide for the show, and one part just taking notes.
Yeah.
No, they're both like just exceptional human beings first, and obviously exceptional talent, and I feel really lucky to have worked with them, and yeah, I mean, you learn as you go in this business, and to be able to share some time with those guys and watch them work is something that's you dream happens, and when it does, it's pretty special.
Yeah. You guys are finished production on Constantine on the 13 episodes, correct?
I think we're still working. I think we've got. I think we wrapped the beginning of December.
Okay.
So we're gonna get through the holiday, and then we wrap out episode 13, and then and then we'll see. We'll see where we land, and hopefully we'll be back. We'll be back next fall for some more action.
Well, like you said, ratings have been increasing, so I think they'll just continue to increase, and I think you guys will be fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of action, and make sure to follow us all on Twitter. Hashtag Constantine is a big hashtag Save Constantine going on right now, which is actually a lot of fun to get involved in. I'm at Charlie_Halford on Twitter, and certainly tweet at NBC Constantine and let them know that you love the show, because they're with me. Like us on Facebook, all of that.
Yeah. Well, I know we're coming to the end of the interview, and what we usually like to do when we end our interviews is we like to end them with what we call our rapid fire. And basically what that is Adam's going to ask you a couple questions. They're very quick and easy questions. You don't have to go into too much thought. Just answer with the first thing that pops to your head.
I'll do my best.
All right.
First one up. If you could be in a different comic-based show or movie, not including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because I did see you in a few episodes of that, which I have to get caught up on that. But anyway, that's a side note. Which comic would you want to do a TV or movie based on?
Animal Man.
I'm not familiar with. Yeah, I'm not
Animal
familiar
Man?
with. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
Does it have to be airing? I can give you. Does it need to be an airing show?
No. It could be
No,
anything.
any comic. It doesn't have to be ever a show or anything like that.
Oh yeah, Animal Man's great. The original Vertigo run.
I'm gonna have to look. I'm
gonna have to check that one out too.
The new 52. Actually, the new 52 Animal Man is awesome as well.
All right, I'll have to check that one out. I visit a comic book store every Wednesday, so I'll have to ask about that one.
All right.
Next up, what is your favorite hobby?
Painting.
Okay, not like painting rooms, right? Like actual painting on a canvas.
No, painting painting things.
Okay. Last one for you, and then we'll let you get going. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
See, I'm not very good at this rapid fire game. If I could live anywhere in the world, it would probably be the Himalayas.
Okay, all right, good enough for me. See, you're in LA now, right?
No, we're still in Atlanta.
Oh, you're in Atlanta. Okay.
So Himalayas sound nice. Sounds very relaxing. I would just have to, give away all my stuff and go find a cave. Live the simple life.
Yeah.
There you go.
Get away from everything. So,
yeah.
Well, we're definitely going to send everybody to check out Constantine. We want to get those ratings up, as you said. It airs on NBC every Fridays, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock Central. You can be found, like you said, at Charlie_Halford. Check out at NBC Constantine as well. #Save Constantine. We'll do whatever we can to get that word out there.
I'm going to tweet the crap out of that.
I love it. Thanks, guys.
We have our fingers crossed for season 2, and best of luck to you in the meantime. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be the end of the interview. Check us out, www.nextlevelradioonline.com, on Twitter at NXT Level Radio, and have a good night.